Hi, this is Matt from Modern Samurai again. Today we're going to look at a couple of, well, basically lies, for want of a better word, that people talk about when they talk about knife defence. Again, I've got Matt with me who's going to give us a little hand today. And so the first thing that we need to talk about is the understanding of the psychological aspect of this. Now, this is a rubber training knife, okay? So it's a pretend thing, it's not real. Yes, there is an element of danger. If I catch him in the eye accidentally or if I jab him really hard, it will hurt. But it's not a real knife. Now, when we're talking about a lot of the more fancy defences against plastic knives, then you can get really complicated, you can get really carried away, and you can believe your own nonsense, all right? Now, the trouble is with that is that when reality sort of strikes and when somebody then actually uses a live blade, then all of a sudden the distance is different, your commitment to the technique is different. In fact, everything's bloody different, okay? So, first and foremost, let's get rid of a couple of myths. Number one, people attack like this. Okay, so I'm going to attack you in a minute. Alright, so what you'll see with a lot of knife defences is you'll see a person doing this, and they will be lean hand forward, and they will be sticking it out like flipping Zorro, right? Don't worry about doing anything, I'm just showing, okay? And they will be doing these kind of techniques. Now, anyone that knows anything about how to handle a knife isn't going to be that way. Alright? And again, it's a general rule of thumb, when it comes to weapons, if somebody wants to actually stab you, they'll stab you. That's probably the first trustee of the weapon. If somebody wants something, then they will use it as a threat. Yeah, give me a car keys, give me a wallet, that kind of thing. Okay? So that's the first thing to sort of realise, is that if I stand like this, and I'm very slow moving, then a lot of it is easy. Now, the reality of it is, generally speaking, it's going to be in my backhand and I'm going to protect it. And where I'm going to be now is here. So now, if you look at this, it's more covered. So now when I stab, it's not, again, it's not this long range thing. It's here, bam, 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 and it's quick. Okay? So, when we're looking at this, we've also got to look at things like grabs. So if you look at a lot of, say, prison footage, that kind of stuff, you'll see the guys, they'll grab the person and they'll repeatedly stab out. So they'll be here and then boom, 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 repeated stabbing, and again, here, like this, repeat it. But they'll have hold of the person. So when we look at these things now, we've got to actually think, well, okay, if we're looking to work on technique for technique's sake, then absolutely fine. Then yeah, get as complicated as you like. But if you're looking at sort of knife defence to be effective and have a hope of it actually working, then we want to keep it as simple as we possibly can. So what we're actually going to do is just a very simple technique, and hopefully it's one that has a reasonable sort of success rate. Again, you've got to bear in mind that if the worst does happen and somebody really does have a knife and want to actually cut you with it, there's a very good chance you're going to get cut. So again, psychologically, you've got to sort of get around that. I mean, obviously the best thing to do is not be in front of this in the first instance, you know, get out of dodge. So if I give Matt the knife a moment, now again, if you just stick your arm out, so there's a whole 101 things we can do here, okay? Now, things like, you know, grabbing the hand, that kind of stuff, it's all good, don't get me wrong, as I say, technique for technique's sake. But when we're looking at actually grabbing the knife, okay, you'll see people that will actually say things like that as you look to come onto the blade. If that's a live blade, you're really not going to want to do that, okay? And also, when it comes to grabbing the wrist like this, mate, just move your arm around a little bit. All of a sudden now, grabbing that wrist is a harder thing to do, okay? It's not impossible, but it's much, much harder. So where I'm actually looking to trap is on the elbow. Now, the thing is with this, is it doesn't move anywhere near as much as the arm. So from this position, look, as he's moving back here, what I'm actually looking to do is keep the hands in, try and keep everything covered, and I'm coming out onto the elbow and trapping here. Alright, so once more, Matt, so here, I'm looking to trap on the elbow. Now from that position there, that's when I can now look to come in and control on the hand or strike or whatever else I need to do. Alright, so the main thing on this look is, as he's here, I can come both hands here, once more, I can come one hand here, see I missed it, that's the whole point of the training, okay, so once more, I can come this way here. So all I'm looking to do is just to trap in on the elbow, drive that elbow in tight to him, and then whatever I need to do from there on in. Okay, so this isn't fancy, this isn't showing off, this isn't designed really for a round of applause. The whole point of this is just a very simple, relatively easy to perform under stress technique that you've got a chance of actually working, okay? So, from here once more, So what I'm looking to do is jam into the elbow, drive that elbow in, and then from here then I can look to control, strike, whatever it is I need to do. Okay, thank you, Matt. Just. Alright, so nothing complicated, but it's a good one to try. It's a good one to try live, okay? Have a go with it, see how you get on. Okay, thank you.